Okay. First on the agenda will be approve the minutes to the June 2nd, 2020 board meeting. I think you've all been presented with that. You see any additions, corrections, questions? I'll entertain a motion to accept.
Dick, seeing no changes, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
Karen, second.
Jim,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Annette.
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the Clerk-Treasurer's report. Laura?
The board's been presented with the Clerk-Treasurer's report for the month ending May 31st, 2020.
Any questions?
This is Karen. No, sorry, Dick, go ahead.
Go ahead, Carrie.
I'm going to say, since the council approved last night, I will go ahead and make a motion. We approve the clerk treasurer's report.
This is Annette. I'll second it.
Karen,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
Next on the agenda, we have another resolution. Laura, could you please number and read?
Resolution number 24, 2020, authorizing the operations manager to execute an agreement with Turbine Technology Services Corporation for the Westinghouse control system upgrade project and rescinding resolution 23, 2020.
Thank you. And I don't know if Jim or Nate, would you want, or Jim, would you like to address that?
Well, what we found out on the resolution was that it was $50 short based on the projected cost and the PO that was wrote. And so this is more of a housekeeping issue than any change in the TTS's contract.
Oh, okay. So just $50 more, basically.
Instead of $450 at the end, it's $500.
Okay. Okay. Any questions or discussion?
Jim, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 24.
I'll
This is
second.
Annette. I'll second it.
Okay.
Jim,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda will be another resolution. Could you please number and read, Laura?
Resolution number 25, 2020, authorizing change order number 1 for the Industrial Drive Substation Project, major equipment.
Okay, I believe this is a change order. Nate, would you like to address that?
Sure. This was due to APT. Of course, you remember when we had to rebid this contract. So we're straightening out the bid dates on this. Another kind of a housekeeping thing too. We allowed the extension for basically we weren't ready yet. So this allowed everything to get the contract going, the concrete poured and ready to accept. So what we're doing is asking for an extension of 122 days, which seems like a lot, but it's really not, because it's scheduled to be delivered on July 9th. We just gave them a little bit of extra time to get it in here. So everything's going along just fine. We just wanted to take care of this. It's legal documents and just want to get them all straight. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
So I assume it's just a timing thing.
That's correct.
Any questions or?
No, I don't have any.
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept resolution number 25.
This is Annette. I will motion to accept resolution number 25.
This is Karen. I'll second.
Annette,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda will be a request, excuse me, to place Communications Department employee on regular employment status.
Yes, we'd like to request that Heath Grimm, the IT help desk support employee, be placed on regular employment status. He has served a one-year probationary period. His annual performance evaluation to come off of the probationary period had high marks from his department superintendent, Joe Farrell.
Okay. Sure is a quiet fella, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Very
I gotta
quiet.
say though, the ordeal that I've had with my computer and my iPad over the last week or two, Heath has been very good at getting things straightened out for me. So I'll make a motion, we approve.
This is Tom. I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next, we have a request to place an engineering department employee on regular employment status. I don't know if Jackie or Nate wants to address that.
This is Nathan. I will address it.
Okay.
Stuart is due to come off probation. We recently promoted him to the engineering assistant too. His probation period is ending. He's been very proficient in AutoCAD and GPS. He exceeded my expectations, actually. He does a great job communicating with customers and coworkers. Just a pleasure to be around. His attendance is outstanding, and I respectfully request to move Stuart Martin to regular employment status.
Thank you, Nate. Any questions or discussion?
This is Karen. I'd like to make a motion to move Stuart Martin from probationary status, put him on regular classification status.
This is Annette. I'll second it.
Karen,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is a request to place a power plant employee on regular employment status. Jim, would you like to address that?
This is Jim. Yeah, we would request to have Kevin Douglas put on regular status. He is pursuing his electromechanical degree from Northwest State. He's able to start and stop, shut down turbine generators without any instruction. He can do most of the work at Auglaize generators without any assistance. He follows all the attendance and safety policies just amazingly. He works so well with the employees that they don't even really tell him what to get ready with anymore. He knows what to get ready, and he's standing there waiting on them. We've even had him install a couple pieces of equipment, handed him something, and it was about a month or so ago, I had him install some stuff down at the Auglaize, and I said, "Is it ready?" He goes, "Yeah." So I went over and flipped the switch. and it came right on. So we're getting a high level of quality and quantity work from him. Excellent employee, and we would really request that he get to be moved up to regular status.
I've been around him a few times, Jim, and he's really, really impressed me. I stopped in the other day when you were test running the Nordberg, and he knows how to fire that thing up all by himself.
Yeah,
I
he
couldn't
went
even-
through it. Yeah, he just went through it a couple times and he had it.
Yeah, heck, I couldn't even do it. So any
This is
questions or
Annette.
any
I'll
other
make a
discussion?
motion to move Kevin Douglas to regular employment status.
I will second.
Annette,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda will be to pay the bills.
This is Jim. I'll make a motion. We pay the bills.
This is Tom. I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next is comments from Bpa and staff. Start with Mr. Sprow.
Sure. I will congratulate Heath and Kevin and Stuart from being off probation and back and on to regular employment. It seems like they're all three of them are good workers and an asset to our utility. So congratulations to them. That's it.
Thank you. Jim?
Yeah, I agree with Tom. It sounds like the employees that we put on regular status tonight are doing well. They're an asset to the utility. So I'm pleased and proud to deal with their moving to regular employment. Other than that, I would just ask everybody stay safe and healthy, and we'll get through this. That's all I got.
Thank you, Jim. Annette?
I'm going to say the same thing. Congratulations to the employees of Heath, Stuart, and Kevin. That's all I really have, and I wish them continued success at BMU.
Okay, thank you, Annette. Karen?
Thank you. Yes, I agree. Congratulations to the employees. It's good to hear good reports from their superintendent, supervisors, and continued good work from them. I'm also happy to say that I enjoyed the committee meetings on Friday. I had the water and the financial meetings. They were very enlightening, very good to have them back in place. So thank everybody for putting all the information together. I appreciate it. And it's very educational to keep us more informed of what's going on at the utility. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Mayor?
Not at this time, but everyone have a happy 4th since we won't see you on Zoom until then. I also, actually, I do have something. Council, I believe, is going to start somewhat of a hybrid meeting where some council members will come up to the meeting, to the council room, and some will continue with the go-to-meeting. And as far as public concerns, obviously Dora is still in the discussion, so that brings a large number of people. We're gonna have to work something out with downstairs where we maybe hold them to 10 people at a time in council chambers to somewhat keep our rules in line. But I would anticipate that first meeting in July, which is something that Dawn has asked me about before, and I just didn't have a full answer. I would anticipate us doing hybrid because of some health concerns and not having everyone up there as their choice, starting that first meeting in July. So I've talked to the health commissioner, and he is somewhat struggling with enforcing rules because you can have, 2,500 people in a fair grandstand and weddings, but then you can't have more than 10 people at normal gatherings. So, he's given us a little bit more leniency and leeway as to how we conduct these meetings. So and just everyday life. So we're going to ask people to continue to be careful and stay 6 feet apart and, practice the good hygiene. And I do believe we only had 4 positive tests in the last 2 weeks in Williams County. So that is not a great number, but it's not a bad number either, considering we're in a pandemic. So I just wanted to update you on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Laura?
No, sir, thank you.
Rhonda?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jackie?
Nothing tonight, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Jim or Nate? Department heads, you have anything you'd like to add,
No,
subtract?
No, thanks. You've done everything we've needed tonight, or at least that I've needed. Appreciate it.
I'd like to give you an update on the William Street water line if you would prefer.
Go ahead.
Just to let you know, everything's really going smooth out there. I'm actually very impressed with the progress that we're making. Actually, by maybe Thursday, we should be done with the mainline installation. They're moving along great. I mean, not a whole lot of problems. So, I'm impressed. We're almost done with the main line by Thursday. And then, of course, we'll go into the abandoning of valves, hydrants, tie-ins and stuff like that. And then the services. We did get a lot of the testing done on the pressure and bacteria testing back. So they can start those soon, but everything's progressing nicely. I haven't heard a whole lot of complaints either, so I'm very happy with what's going on so far. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah. Well, I see they've been hustling down there. Doing a good job, fast. Okay. With that, I don't have much to say. I just, looks like projects are proceeding as we planned. Doesn't seem to be any hiccups or anything. So thanks to all the department heads and Nate, keeping everything rolling.
Hey, Dick, before you
Yes, ma'am.
adjourn, I have something that I'd like to
Oh,
say.
I'm sorry, Dawn, I skipped you. I apologize, ma'am.
It's all right. First of all, I just wanted to say congrats to all of the employees that, the 3 employees that you guys moved to regular employment status. It's amazing. I also would like to give a shout out to our crews, specifically the electric crew who were able to restore the electric service safely after the storms that we had last Wednesday. We have great crews, whether it be electric, water, power plant. We always have people that are willing to respond when we need them, and so I'm grateful for that. I also wanted to let the board know that we have received assistance from Bruce Siders and also Lori. They are helping us with all of our expenses that we've incurred for COVID-19 to submit those and hopefully get a possible reimbursement. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that and also say thank you. It looks like on Friday, we could possibly be calling a peak demand conservation. Usually it's typically between the hours of 2 and 6, but because COVID-19 impacts on the electrical grid, there is a possibility that those hours may shift slightly. So with the municipal departments, the generating at the power plant, hydro and solar, our community is able to avoid anywhere from $3.9 to $4.5 million a year when we can conserve during those peak times. It's especially important this year because they're anticipating that all of the 5 CPs will be within the summer months. So any help that we can get, we greatly appreciate it. We send out a message through email. We also do a text message and post the information on the website and also social media. So I just wanted to let everyone know that we're heading into peak shaving season, and so. The other thing that I wanted to say was at the beginning of COVID-19 and around March 16th, the board moved forward and approved a temporary disconnection of non-pay utilities. Thought it would be best to take that approach to help the customers in our community, which were experiencing financial hardships. The suspension is set to stop on 6/20 on bills rendered on or after June 20th. You have also waived the late fees to July 19th. So we have been putting out messages on our social media. We also put a notice in the Bryan Times last week. I'm making public notice at this meeting right now. All along, customers have received late notices without a disconnect date, so that customers could be well aware of what their account balances were. Now, after the bills rendered on June 20th, when it filters through all of the billing cycles, if a customer is delinquent, they will receive a 48-hour notice tag. At that time, if they have not made prior arrangements with the Clerk-Treasurer's office, we strongly recommend that they do, or we will be disconnecting utilities. And the tags won't necessarily be hung on June 20th. It's after the cycle's billing due date. So I also wanted to notice that, or make sure that I said that. We still have several ways that a customer can make a payment. We have a drop box outside the Don North building. If somebody is not comfortable with going inside the facility, they can drop their money off at the drop box. We also have the ability to pay online on cityofbryan.net. But the online invoice company that provides that service for us does charge a fee. Also, payments can be mailed to Bryan City Clerk's office. And also, if a customer's interested, they can pay by bank ACH. So with that being said, one more thing, and then I'll let you all go. Bryan Good Neighbors Fund, which I'll just do a brief history here. The board created the Bryan Good Neighbors Fund in 2005 to provide emergency assistance to BMU customers that were experiencing financial difficulties. It's 100% funded by generous donations from city and BMU employees, as well as customers, charitable organizations, and businesses around town. And it's administered through NOCAP. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because some of the programs that were made available to assist customers during the COVID-19 pandemic have not been extended. So we have seen an increase in households that have submitted funding requests. The current balance, the current balance that we have available right now to assist customers is around I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. The balance as of May 31st was $4,300. So I anticipate that we're going to have a need there earlier in the year, where we typically do not do any sort of fundraising for the fund until later in the year. I anticipate we're going to probably need it earlier in the year. But I just also would like to say, you know, if any community members have an extra $5 or $10 to donate, I'm sure that our neighbors would appreciate it. And with that, I think that's all I had to say.
Okay, thanks, Dawn. Again, I apologize for skipping you.
You're fine.
And I'm assuming, Jim Caressel, you might be doing some peak shaving by Friday, yeah?
It's very possible for Friday, and I just looked at the report, and there's a possibility for Monday.
Oh,
So
good.
It's starting, summer's here, and remember, we didn't make any transmission run this winter at all, so the transmission and the capacity is riding on this summer.
Right. Keep everything running.
That's our goal.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Well, with that, before I go, if the board members, when we adjourn, could drive by the East Store again and sign your paperwork, I'd appreciate it. So if nothing, and anyone have anything else they'd like to add, or if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion.
I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all and have a good evening.